Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Joanna.
Good morning, Masi.
Mbona unakaa vizuri hivi leo?
Asante sana, nashukuru.
Thank you for joining in to the Hot Breakfast Show with me, Masi Kemunto.
Joan Nyambura.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are sorry we are a little bit late because of some technical hitches, but thank you for being patient, and we are here, and we apologize for letting you down, but it's a bright Monday morning.
Yes.
It's a fantastic one. The weather is awesome, and everything's just awesome with this Monday. Joan, how was your weekend?
My weekend was okay. I traveled. Yes.
Okay, I see.
That's why I look this nice.
Oh, I see. I understand now why you look that nice.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was just a chilled weekend.
Okay.
Indoors the entire weekend. Oh, and I went to church yesterday.
Okay. Church is a must.
Yeah, church is compulsory. That's how we can ask. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Afarmers Hot Breakfast Show, and we're so glad that you've tuned in this early morning. And we want to welcome you into the show and stick around till to the end of it, because what we have lined up for you today is truly amazing and very, very educative. So don't forget to engage, join in this conversation, comment on our social media pages. We are at Afarmers Media on Facebook. Yes, Afarmers with a Z, that's on Instagram and Twitter, and we are also on LinkedIn and YouTube, same to at Afarmers Media. So if you have any question, just ask, comment, just engage in this. Tell us how your weekend has been, tell us how you are wherever you are, and tell us where you are tuning in from. For us, we are in Kajiado County 034. Yes, and as you can see, it's a fantastic morning. I hope yours is as fantastic as ours. Yes, that's how you've seen this type of energy. I know you are used to it.
Okay.
Joanne, tell me.
I remembered we have another platform that we didn't actually mention, and it's TikTok. And I'm thinking,
yes.
Actually, we have a TikTok account.
Yes, we are on TikTok at Afarmers _Afarmers. Yes, if you are a fan of TikTok, just go there.
So we cut across.
Yeah, we cut across everywhere. We cut across every social media that you have, and if you don't have access to any social media, you can actually call us. That's the easiest way to find us. Call or SMS us at 0700293031. That is 0700293031, and we will be glad to hear from you or from your end.
Yes.
So Joanne, ulikuwa unafanya KCSE? Maybe unaweza kuwa tu hapo unataka kutuambia results.
Wewe my friend. I passed, yes, but I'll not announce it. Okay. So the KCSE results were out. That was on Saturday. Yeah, and people performed quite well, and we're glad. Congratulations to all of you, every single one of you. I'm sure every one of you did your best, and whatever results that you get, that was the best that you could do. Yes. And I'm understanding the people who didn't like the results.
And the people who actually didn't like the results. But one thing is, whatever results that you manage to get, that's what you're going to work with. Yes, that's how my parents used to tell me. So Mercy, whatever results you're going to get, that's what you're going to work with. That whatever you're going to score, that's what you're going to work with. So don't feel like you are somehow demotivated on the kind of results that you got, because at the end of the day, it's you. And from the choice that you make from the results day, or from the day you got your results, it's what is different. Yes.
And basically, it's not the end.
Some of
you have another 4 years.
Or you can start somewhere. At the end of the day, you can start somewhere. We're so proud of you, for all of you who start for your KCSE exams. So you're going to start a new journey, and we wish you all the best.
Yes.
Today is Monday. Schools are opening. Parents are
running
mad. I know parents are running mad because this is a new this is a January for them.
Yes.
Actually, it's a January for them, and you can imagine how January usually is. They've been on a 2 months holiday, so they're getting back to school. So it's January to new classes, so you need new textbooks, new books, new uniform. This 2 months is a long holiday, so some people have actually outgrown their uniforms, so you have to get them new uniforms. And now this year, actually, now the fun thing is, this is the first year actually that we're going to have
two national exams start in the same year. You see, the other one was in March and the other one will be coming December, and will be having a KCPE, KCSE, and not to forget grade 6, they'll be sitting for their exams.
Yes.
Now,
I feel like this year has a lot when it comes to education.
Actually, in general, this year has a lot. From the elections.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, we have elections, we have exams. Just this year is going to be one hectic year for parents, because with the economic status, children are going back to school. You can find a parent probably who has like 3 children in high school. Maybe another one is joining Form 1.
Imagine Form 4, Class 8, and Grade 6.
And Grade 6.
Everybody has 3 kids.
We just
who are
wish you
going
all
to
the best, and you're
exam.
not going
Yes.
to run out of your mind.
Yes.
We're just wishing you all the best. And today we'll be discussing about a very important topic, that is crop diseases.
Yes.
We've been discussing about soil. We've been discussing about what you're supposed to do when it comes to finances, when it comes to keeping your records in your farm. But now this is one important thing that you want to discuss about, and that is crop diseases. We're going to look at the different varieties of diseases, the infectious ones and the one which are non-infectious. And we're also going to look what causes these diseases, and also what is the solution, or what is the remedy to this type of diseases.
Yes.
That is, so our topic today is crop diseases. But before we go there, we need to know what's trending in our country, because this is the whole breakfast show. We're starting a new week, so we have to tell you how this week is gonna look like, from politically to economically to just basically everything. Yes, and just to start off, the country is still in mourning. We lost our former third president of this country. That happened on Friday. Yes, that happened on Friday. And now from today, that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the entire nation will be going to pay tribute to view his body, which will be in the state parliament as from 9 a.m. But the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, will be there at 10 a.m. to lead in the procession of viewing the Mwai Kibaki's body. We send our condolences to the family, and Friday will be a national mourning day. Yes, for the country. It will be a national holiday, and that's when he'll be accorded his state funeral with 19 gunshots. I'm educated, I know now.
Hey, okay.
I have facts.
I'm just listening here and I'm like, mercy.
How did you know that? Yes.
Okay.
So he'll be accorded a state funeral. That will be on Friday, and he'll be buried in his hometown, that is in Othaya, Nyeri County. That will be on Saturday. Yes. So that's what we have so far today regarding the burial of Mwai Kibaki, and we're still sending our condolences to the family, friends, and all the relatives. Yes, going on, France had elections. That was Saturday. France had their elections, and President Macron was elected in as the new president of France. Yes, I think that's what we have today for what's trending in our country this morning. But there was an accident that occurred yesterday in Mayu, whereby 4 people were killed. We still send our condolences. It's sad. So we're still sending our condolences to the families and friends affected. Yes. So, Joan.
Yes.
Umekujaje kwa barabara, imekuwaje on your end? You are home? Yes. When did you come back?
The road was clear, basically coming to this side from the whole of Mombasa Road. When I was coming, it was clear because I came really early.
Oh, you came early? You're from home?
Yes.
This morning?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. You're trying. Yes.
So basically the road was clear, but the other side was a bit hectic. Yes, as usual.
Yes, so Mombasa Road is so far good for a Monday. For a Monday, it's best. It's the best it can be. Yes. So Mombasa Road is clear moving, and Langata Road is packed. People actually, they're not moving. Thika Road is packed but moving. We also have which road is this? Ruiru to Nairobi is currently moving but slow. Yes. Which road is that from Ruiru to Nairobi?
Ruiru to Nairobi.
Thika Road.
It's Thika Road. Yes.
Yes, so that's how our roads are this morning. Jogo Road is actually moving, but slow, but still moving. Yes, so that's how it is for this Monday morning. Yes, that's how our roads are, and that's what is actually trending this morning. And we are so glad that you have actually tuned in, and you're excited that you are actually here every single morning of your day to actually try and listen to the Hot Breakfast Show. Yes, with me. And as you can see with this, we are the two amazing, energetic girls, women in farming. Yes. Yes, and we are here to ensure that you get this information, and not just any other information, but very educative information that at the end of the day ensures that you and your farm in general gain much profits.
Yes.
So we're going to head to the traffic updates before we dive into the topic and how the traffic looks at
I think
traffic.
it's weather.
Sorry,
just
I'm so
done
sorry.
traffic.
We just done traffic, so we're headed back to the weather, how the weather is. I thought today it was raining. Actually, I thought it was going to rain, but the weather has been just fantastic this morning. And Nairobi will be experiencing sunny intervals with max of 27 degrees. Then we have Nakuru, which will be cloudy, but will be experiencing sunny intervals with max of 26 degrees. We have Marsabit, will be very sunny, max of up to 28 degrees. Same to Mandela and same to Mombasa as usual. They are I think they are those areas that experience sunny a lot. Sana the coastal regions. Yes, that's all we have for the
part.
and
The northeastern part.
and the northeastern part is actually the really sunny part of it all. And now we want to dive into the topic: crop diseases. This is another headache for farmers.
Yes.
And we are heading there.
Yes, we are
because
heading
now
there.
the crops have already started growing.
Yes.
And now we have to see what are some of the causing agents of these crop diseases in your farm. Because generally crop diseases, it's a normal thing, but it's very much controllable. You can control it. And also it's something that there's that one thing that una feeling ni kama inakusumbua akili ama disgust, like ukiona tu. I'm sure this is one thing that farmers actually feel that so ni kwanza kununua pesticides tena. And trust me, if the pest and disease in your farm, if they decide to attack, was na attack na zibatishi, like zinakuja tu, you are like, wait, what? I thought these crops of mine yesterday were actually doing quite okay, and what actually did happen this morning? And you're like, wait, what happened? Yeah, so we want to look on some
it's okay.
We want to look on some of the causing agents of actually these diseases, and the causing agents and some of its causes now.
Yes.
Causing agents, I think, are the factors that lead to this, or things that lead to these crop diseases. And now we have the causes of it now.
Yes.
I don't know if you're getting. We have agents and we have the causes. Agents need the things that are making or are hastening up or fastening the crop diseases coming to your farm. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but we have some of the causing agents of crop diseases in your farm. And to start off, we have bacteria. Bacteria is just a normal thing. Like it's a normal thing, but it's some of the things that cause pests and diseases in your crops. And we've planted, yes, the rains are here. Now this is another giant that we have to deal with.
Yes.
There's no escape to it. You have just to face it, and like, okay, now they are here. What am I supposed to do? And actually, talking about diseases in your farm and crops in your farm, we have a very essential, a very important message from UNIDO and Markup Kenya, and that's insisting on you as a farmer, for your own safety and for the safety of your loved ones in your home or in your compound. And this is by ensuring that you use your pesticide safely, or safe use of pesticides. This is by the way you handle them before purchasing these pesticides. What are some of the factors that you have to consider? And when actually using them, what are you supposed to do or how are you supposed to do it? being the season for now kupalilia, si ndio? Watu wameanza kupalilia mimea or
some parts washaanza.
Those who planted earlier on,
yes.
washaanza.
In the areas that receive a lot of rainfall.
A lot of rainfall. That's
yes.
the western region. I think the western region of Kenya is whereby actually it receives enough or adequate rainfall.
Or even the weather is not as hot
as other areas.
Yes.
So you get to understand that how you use your pesticides determines your health and your own safety. And one thing that we want to look at today is you going to purchase this, because purchasing is the first thing.
Yes.
Purchasing not the first thing. Detecting the type of pests and disease that is affecting your crops is the first thing. Then secondly, you go to the agrovet shop or to your licensed agrovet dealer. Don't forget that it should be a licensed agrovet dealer, and you get to explain to them what your crop is suffering from,
and then they can confirm.
And then they can confirm, explain to them in detail, every single detail. We say the same way you go to the hospital and you want to tell a doctor, mimi ni mgonjwa naumwa na kichwa. The doctor is like, "Ushwa ni kichwa."
But actually you can also carry a sample.
Oh yes, you can carry just a sample, for the agrovet dealer to be so sure what kind of pesticides that he or she is giving you.
Unajua vitu zingine ni ngumu ku explain. So if you carry a sample, it's actually the best, because they can even examine it and see how far it is going to affect, or how it has far it has affected.
It has affected your crop and how to deal with it.
Yes, they can get the best dosage.
Yeah, for you.
Because they might give you a lesser dose. That might not be effective.
Oh, that's
even give you
not
a higher dose.
Not be enough.
Yes. Due to explanation. But once you have a sample, they can see the extent of the effect or the infection, and then they can give you the right one.
Okay, yes, that's very important. You can carry a sample along with you before you go to your agrovet dealer and explain to them what your crop is suffering from. And just ensure that you go to a licensed dealer. This is very important, because this way you're going to be sure that you're going to get actually real and legal products. That in Kenya there's this nini of, if there's the way Corona was here and people started producing masks. Everyone started producing masks, and there were different types of masks. We had surgical masks, and there were two different types of masks. That's the same way. If something is happening, we have people trying to produce the same thing. Probably they don't follow the correct procedure in producing it, so they don't bring as good products as it should be. So it's important for you to go to a licensed dealer. This way you know that you're going to get like real products from the manufacturer, and ensure that they give you a calibrated tins, or if you have one, it's important for just to be sure about the measurements that you're going to use, and also use the correct measurements. Just don't assume, don't use assumptions as your way of measuring that, okay, like I think this is enough. No, you might be using more or you might be using less. So that's important for you to go to a licensed agrovet dealer, explain to them what you actually want, and I am sure they will be of help. This message has been brought to you by the Markup and UNIDO Kenya, to ensure that you as a farmer, you are safe, and as well as your family, and as well as those people you love, or those people that are close to your heart.
Yeah, there's something that farmers forget to check. They always forget to check the expiry date and the batch number.
The batch number,
yes,
which is very important.
Which is very important, because you actually you can actually go back and actually see if this product was supposed to get to the market through the batch number, and then you can see if it's expired, because if it's expired, or you've just wasted your money, it's not going to help your crop by the end of the day
with anything.
So make sure you check those, and also they forget to use the safety measures and clothing and gears, everything,
and ensure that you are a farmer, you are safe. Just don't just apply for the sake of applying.
Yeah, you need to be safe too, careful too. Yes.
So going back to the topic we're discussing about crop diseases, just want to look at some of the crop diseases and pests. They are actually divided into two. We have abiotic and we have biotic. For abiotic, these are non-infectious. The non-infectious. Then for biotic, these are infectious. This means that if a certain type of disease has infested my farm, trust me, it will infest your neighbor's farm and the other farmer and the other farmer. That's why you get to see even on the news that maybe there's a spreading of some disease, because no, it started at one point, and it's because it's infectious at point A, the person did not control it, so it ended to spread to different farmers.
Yes.
And trust me, diseases can actually give you losses in yata huwezi amini if you don't control them.
Actually, basically, diseases affect a third of what is grown per year.
Affect a third of what is grown.
Yes,
so you can
per
imagine
year.
if they decide to, if you decide to control it, or if you decide not to control it, then the effect that it can actually bring. So that's
And the infectious ones are very vigorous. When they start today, within a week, you have nothing.
you like they eat up, like they spread like wildfire.
You have nothing. Yes.
Yes. So we have the unfavorable environment and unfavorable environmental conditions. Because maybe too hot or the rain is extreme, it actually frequently results in the non-communicable diseases. That's the non-infectious ones.
Yes.
This one, the ones which are not infectious, are probably mostly affected by the environmental conditions, that is extreme weather conditions, that's extreme rains. Rain can actually affect you on any, or even extreme warmy season, like when it's extremely sunny, it can actually also lead to different types of diseases. And low or high temperatures, excess or lack of moisture are some of the things, some of the environmental conditions that actually affect your farm and the diseases that are actually there.
So basically, it's infectious is the one that may affect a whole community, but then the non-infectious may actually affect you alone sometimes, or even affect also the community. But then it is not because another person suffered from it.
From it,
yes, it's because all of us.
Of just suffering from it, because for environmental conditions, this is something that you cannot change and you cannot actually control. So if it's affecting me, it's actually also affecting you.
Or it's not even affecting me, because if I'm using irrigation and it's hot, then
so which means for you are at a good place.
Yes,
you're
and
on the safer side,
yes,
and I am not, because I don't have option B.
Yeah, so that is not infectious. It's something that
it's a me problem.
Yes.
It's if I'm affected with it, it's not compulsory that it affects your crops.
Yes,
but I can be able to control it, and it's important that I control it. And John, did you know that actually your type of soil or the components that are in the soil affect can lead to some of the diseases?
Yes.
That's one thing I realized, and I was, wait, what? So when I keep on insisting about soil testing, it's important.
Yes,
it's very, very important to test your soil, because unhealthy soil causes some physiochemical reactions to your plant, which is not very healthy, and it can lead to your crop being infested by diseases.
True, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah. That is why when you go for soil testing, you also need to say what you want to grow. So that they may evaluate if it's going to be the best, or you're going to add anything, or it's a no. You can't plant that here. You need to plant it
somewhere
place.
Or in another
yes, you need to
place,
look at a certain crops that can grow here. Yes.
Yes, these are some of these are but a number of some of the causes, and we said that the causing agents, we've talked about bacteria, we have parasitic plants, we have viruses, we have fungi. Parasitic plants, these are just plants that are harmful in their own nature. So they can lead to your farm and to the crops that you planted in your farm being affected by these diseases. And it's important that you look at some of these things. And we are going to take a short break, and now we come to look at some of the few universal recognized abiotic agents now.
Yes.
As we said, we have biotic and we have biotic. Biotic, these are which are infectious, and we've looked at some of the causal agents, the causing agents, that's from the bacteria, the viruses, the fungi, and the parasitic plants. For the abiotic, that's the non-infectious, also they have the causing agents, some of the factors that lead to these diseases actually affecting your crops. And it's very important you note on some of these minor things that actually farmers tend to overlook, and you're like, this might not be a big problem. So that thing that you see that sort of it's not a big problem might actually end up affecting your crop big time. And when it affects your crop, it means losses on you.
Yes.
And so I think before we take a short break, we want to take a short break. We want to take a short commercial break so that we can come back and look at some of these abiotic causes. And abiotic causes, actually, they are numerous, they are many, and mostly they are the just environmental conditions. But we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we want to look at some of the abiotic causing agents, abiotic type of diseases and what are their causing agents. That's when we come back after this short break.
Pesticides can be very harmful to humans and environment if they're not properly handled. Safe handling of pesticides involves proper selection and careful handling during mixing and application. However, as useful as they are, they're inherently toxic. Here are some ways you can handle pesticides for your own safety, your farms, and the people around you.
We are looking at reduced accumulation of obsolete pest control products in the country as one. We are also looking at the associated conservation of environment and also protection, conservation of beneficial insects such as pollinators and predators, which are used to control other pests.
Before you use the pesticide, read the label and leaflet carefully. Measure the required quantity of pesticide.
You have to have adequate clean water for the mixing. Adequate meaning enough to dilute the pesticide and also enough to do the cleaning of the equipment and yourself after the application. During the mixing process, you are also supposed to be wearing your personal protective equipment or PPE, and this is to avoid exposure to the pesticides.
Applicators and handlers need to wear appropriate personal protective equipment as specified on pesticide product labels by pictogram. In hot and humid climates, the wearing of additional protective clothing may be uncomfortable, and pesticides should therefore be applied during the cooler hours of the day. Care should be taken not to touch any part of the body with gloves while handling pesticides. Avoid spillage and prepare spray fluid in well-ventilated area. Do not eat, drink or smoke when handling pesticides. Check the spray equipment before use for any leakages and accurate delivery of spray solution. The nozzle should be directed to the side, away from the body. This prevents applicators walking into the spray cloud or recently sprayed foliage. Inspect equipment regularly for leaks. Leaking equipment should be repaired and the skin should be washed after any accidental contamination. While applying pesticides, be sure to follow application instructions precisely. More is not better. Unnecessary and/or incorrect application can result in exceedance of maximum residue levels, which can make the produce unmarketable.
All consumers want to eat safe food. So whenever there is an issue of what we call exceedance of pesticides, or what we call maximum residual levels of a particular pesticide, then what happens is that the market becomes very concerned because they want to assure their consumers that they are eating safe food, which basically is healthy. And then what they will do is that they are going to discontinue the supply of the products that you're exporting.
In contrast, responsible and correct pesticide use following good agricultural practices protects the crop and keeps residues within acceptable limits required for sale. Incorrect application of pesticides can damage the crops and have a negative effect on human health and the environment.
The vision is basically to ensure that we can bring as many farmers to understand the importance of safe use of pesticides, to understand the institutions that are involved in regulation of pesticides, to understand that pesticides, when used well, will support production or increase production, and more importantly, the risks associated to the environment from pesticides.
Once you've finished applying the pesticides on target crops, empty the spray tank completely after spraying. Spray any remaining spray mix on the ground of the treated crop. Triple rinse and puncture the empty pesticide containers and place this in a safe place for disposal. Ask your supplier or agro dealer about a collection scheme. Clean the spray equipment immediately after use. Decontaminate protective clothing and footwear through following proper laundering or cleaning instructions. Wash the hands and body thoroughly with soap water. A sprayed field must be marked and unauthorized entry should be prevented. In case of suspected poisoning, please refer to the label for instructions and call the poison center on toll-free line indicated on the label. Report the specific pesticide used. Mishandling pesticides could have adverse effects on not only plants but also humans and the environment. Proper care and instructions should be adhered to always. Farmers are advised to attend available trainings on good agricultural practices and pesticide use within their counties to ensure safety while handling pesticides. Remember, proper usage of pesticides increases yields and market access for your produce. Food safety is everyone's responsibility, starting with the farmer. Dawa bora, mazao bora.
Beetroot is a highly nutritious root vegetable. The beetroot is the taproot portion of a beet plant. It is one of the many varieties of the genus Beta vulgaris, all of which are mostly grown for their edible taproots and leaves. Beetroot is a root crop that takes approximately 3 to 4 months to mature. Beetroot is a fairly easy crop to grow as long as the soil is well cultivated prior to planting. Beetroots do not enjoy wet, boggy or shady soils. Beetroot can be sown in trays and transplanted when the seedlings have 2 true leaves. Plant in full sun, space seedlings 10 to 15 centimeters apart, and rows 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters apart so they have room to grow. Beetroots are also ideal for containers or raised beds. Beetroots will happily thrive in small areas as long as there is at least 20 centimeters depth of soil. Beetroot has been used not only for food but also for treatment for numerous conditions.
Welcome back to the Hot Breakfast Show with me, Masike Munto.
Joan Nyambura.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are on the second episode, the second part of this, the second segment of this show, and we're glad that you've stuck around. And if you're just joining us, this is the Farmers Hot Breakfast Show, and this is Afarmers Media, where we do connect, learn, and grow. And we also tell the story of our farmer, a story today, every single day. So don't forget to Jesus Christ. Don't forget to watch all our previous shows on our social media pages. That's on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can watch all our previous shows, you can share the links, and also you can tell a friend to tell a friend about these shows. And yes, so we also have other social media handles where you can reach us. That's on Twitter, we are at Afarmers
With a Z.
Same to Instagram. We are also on LinkedIn, and we also on TikTok. I was told not to forget TikTok. Yes. We also on LinkedIn and also on TikTok at Afarmers with a Z, and on LinkedIn we are at Afarmers Media. Connect with us on LinkedIn, follow us on TikTok. Yes, tell us what we're supposed to do. Yes, and we'll be glad to hear from you. You can also call us on 0700293031. That is 0700293031. That's the number that you can reach us easily and get to call us and get to reach us. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any feedbacks, any comments, anything that you feel that we should be doing different on our shows, we'll be glad to hear from you, because at the end of the day, you matter to us. Yes. Joanne. Why are you happy? Why are you so happy this Monday morning?
Because I've remembered something over the weekend. I went to our club, our Facebook Africa Farmers Club. Yes.
I've said nothing.
Yes. But basically,
yes.
I saw the discussions there, and the good thing about them, the thing that made me really happy is some of these issues and problems that us farmers in Kenya are facing. Other farmers in other countries
are
also facing the same
thing. Yeah.
And I was like,
okay.
Kumi, it's a very big thing, and it's a global thing.
Yeah, because it actually cuts across, because challenges facing farmer cuts across everyone.
Yes. And I was like, hey, okay. Okay. Then basically you're supposed to join together as the platform is allowing, and we can share, we can talk, we can give solutions if we actually had them, and if we don't have them, we can work towards a solution.
Yes, that's
Yes.
very important. Yes, that's on Africa Farmers Club. That is on Facebook. The group has actually almost 160,000 members. So you can be sure you
Across
can
all
get
countries.
you can be sure you can get an expertise, or you can just get help
Yes.
from there. Yes, actually, when
And
people
even
selling that-
motivation.
even motivation, and if you're just an aspiring farmer and you want to venture into this amazing journey, you can just join the group and see how people are doing it, how they've managed, what they are doing different, what are some of the challenges that cuts across every other farmer. Because being a farmer does not necessarily mean that tunachukua jembe unaenda kwa shamba. Rearing chicken, that's farming.
Yes.
Keeping your livestock, that's farming. Having your own ranch, that's exactly farming. And farming is broad. And did I tell you, actually, you can have your farm, you're planting, let's say, fruits, and you plant just a various. There's a way that you can actually organize your farm and decorate it with whatever you're planting, and it becomes as a tourist attraction center. So, yes, people are actually doing it. For example, we have the Fred's Ranch. People are actually go there just to go and see the cows and the horses and the plants that are in the farm. Even if they're just trees that don't make sense, people actually are excited to see it, because people love nature. People love serenity. Personally, on my side, I love nature. I love serene places, quiet places, green. And tunasikia ni birds and some just wind.
You know,
So that's a business of its own that you can do as a farmer.
So many horror movies. I really don't like going into deep forests.
That's
Let me
exactly the
just
same
enjoy
place
the
that you.
serenity of almost inside the forest.
That's the
But
same
when
place
you
you
go
actually
inside,
find me. It's
no.
interesting. Nature is interesting. Serenity is interesting. So farmers actually do it as a form of business. But I'm too. This is a form of mine. I have oranges. I have strawberries. From these oranges, I make juice. So when you come, you drink juice directly from what you see. And people,
that
some
is nice.
yes, some people are actually excited to go and see whatever this is I'm consuming. How is it grown? How does even the plant look like? Yes. So we have, for example, an example is the farm on fire. She has rabbits. She has different animals, and children come there to see.
Yes.
Because you might be telling, with technology and everything, alafu kufungia mtoto, and now if you actually in the city full time, this means that even a child doesn't know how even you can. Those are the type of children that you shall go with, and they nyonga all your chicks, and we are like, hi shush, the chicks are asleep. This is the point you like, you know what, I'm not even going to say anything.
And they're saying it, and they look so cute,
The-
and there's
the-
nothing else
You can do,
about
just
it.
look at them and you're like, okay,
Aye,
okay, yes.
But the thing with Farm on Fire, it's a very good initiative, because she's also pulling the kids towards agriculture at a very
yes.
tender age.
Yes, so
And they get excited. So basically, when you have that information, hata wewe ukipata information ya rear rabbits at a very small age, so
you get
hata
somehow motivated.
it becomes a hobby for them. Even if they'll go to and venture in different other sectors, they will also have something they're doing in the agricultural sector, and that is what we need to be doing also.
I have a question. How would you like to bring up your children? No, not form of character, not just when you now move this other side of agriculture.
They have to do something in agriculture.
Something like
Kama it's their own chick, they grow it. Ama their own rabbit, they have to do something. You have to decide, are you going to rear an animal, ama you're going to grow a crop? Yeah, every season.
And I think for some of these things not to become extinct, it's important for parents to actually tell farmers, tell the children, whatever this is you're eating is coming from the farm. It's not produced from the factory. It comes from the farm. And one day, I'm going to take you and see. It's not come from the tree. It's from from the supermarket. Because you can ask a child, where do we get vegetables from the supermarket.
Supermarket.
Because that's where they used to see vegetable.
And that is
but
true.
if you
For her,
take,
that is true.
yeah, for her
That
that's
is what
very
you've shown
true.
her.
And he or she's saying very innocently,
Yes.
vegetables come from the supermarket, and you can't change that. Where do tomatoes come from? They come from the supermarket. And where do oranges come from? They come from the supermarket. And I think it's important, although we are drifting away from the topic kidogo, it's an important thing for parents to actually ensure that their children get to experience things, how they are grown, how do they grow. If you're taking this mango juice, where do mangoes come from? It's not just a juice that is made from the factory. No, it's made from mangoes, and mangoes come from somewhere. So, and it's important for you just to expose your children for agriculture not to become extinct. Because no, if I'm not brought up with around agriculture, and I don't have any agricultural knowledge, that means that it will not be an area of concern to me.
It will
I
not.
just grow up and thinking, oh, you know what, whatever with agriculture. But as long as I can see food in the supermarket, that does not concern me, of which it's a very ignorant way to live life.
It's a very bad mindset.
Yes, and it's a very bad mindset. It's important for you just to know whatever you're consuming, where does it come from. People actually, you can see now, this is why you can find that even our grandmother, they're still young. Although they are aging, their bones are still strong. It's because they know what to consume, and they see where it comes from. They don't just consume anything. For example, for my grandmother, the time my grandmother came to the city, and trust me, it was hectic for you to convince her to eat these vegetables that you bought. She's like, mko sure hizi mboga zinatoka wapi kweli? Are they healthy? What do they put there? What for that? They are so concerned with what they just eat. Not like ukitoka kwenda kununua sukuma, you just buy sukuma.
Unanunua sukuma na
Like
unakatakatiwa.
unakatakatiwa, unasema tu hapo, mimi nikatie sukuma, and you just don't see a big deal. But for our grandparents, it's very difficult for them even kukatia mboga. And I remember the first time I went to buy sukuma wiki when my grandmother was around, and she was like, na mbona umekatiwa mboga kwa karatasi? It was like a big surprise. She knows that if you at all to cut vegetables, if you go buy them, bring them, sort each and every one single of them, kata kama unakata vijiti, then you cut yourself, not to katiwe. They're like, it somehow makes them really mad when they see that they think you're lazy, which is a lazy way.
They
Yes,
say you are lazy. Not think that you are lazy. They say you are lazy.
Na sinyini wavivu hapa, amwezi tu kata mboga.
Amwezi kata.
Amwezi kata mboga. And
you unaangalia the whole process and you're like, hey. But basically, you have a point. Parents need to actually tell their kids
that plants come from the soil. Farming is an art. Plants come from the soil, and I want you to see where actually these plants come from. How do they grow? I want you to see how seeds look like. I want you to see how farmers actually put the seeds into the soil and they wait for it to grow. It's very, very, very much important.
And you see in the countryside, even the kids, utamwona tu akicheza kwa mchanga, and then she's getting or he's getting a bean seed, and then
amepanda yake.
Yes. You know, that is something good, because this child knows,
if I put this seed inside the soil, it will grow.
Yes. So yeah, he'll never go hungry.
Yes, because
now imagine if the supermarket does not have food.
What do you do?
Your child anajua chakula
inatoka kwa supermarket. Mboga, vegetables you buy from the supermarket.
Atatoa wapi? And you know, all times are not good times. Like
sometimes the economy might be really bad, and the season was really bad. So just the scarcity of the produce to the supermarket and everything. So it's a very important move for parents to actually do it, and I think it's the most important thing that a parent can actually do. So going back to the topic, we were discussing about crop diseases, and we were looking at crop diseases are divided into two. We have abiotic, these are non-infectious. Biotic are the infectious ones. And non-living environmental conditions or poor farm management are examples of abiotic or non-infectious disease agents. They are not passed on to other plants. They are very few universally recognized abiotic agents that we're going to discuss just in a few. But you see, for abiotic, this is as we say, it's a you problem.
Yes.
See, if it affects you, it can be just decided to affect just your farm. It's not compulsory that it ends up to the next farmer because it's not infectious. And some of these things is we have extreme temperatures, as we said, when the weather is really hot or really, really cold. They came to realize that for farmers, I don't know if it's odd, if it's a coincidence, but farmers are very strong. I can say they are very strong human beings, because you can imagine you've planted, everything is okay, then you're like, it's in nyanya, let me harvest them tomorrow. In the night of harvesting, it rains. So you can imagine the way the damage that the rain causes when it comes to tomatoes. Like ni kama hata sijui, it comes some sort of a wave. Like they haribika so fast if they're still in the farm. So you can imagine you are just so ready. Or even for your maize, umeamua hizi maize zimekauka, so I'm going just to kuzichuna, kuzitoa kwa shamba, then I kuzidondoa, then I store them. But now the night of harvesting, it rains. I think this is that one particular point where a farmer feels like losing their mind. Because why do you actually start? Where do you start? Like, ushapoteza basically everything. Not upoteza everything, but imenyesha. And you can imagine the effect of rain to maize. Maize is a seed by itself. So it can even start growing. Even after ushadondoa, usha store, it can start growing. Or it can even bring some weevils. You farmers are strong people. We actually do celebrate you every single day.
Yes, strong people.
Yes.
I am a farmer, Mercy.
Yes, oh, you're a farmer. But now I'm talking to our viewers. You guys are the strongest human beings that can be there. Leave alone any other person. Because imagine you put all this, it rains, and you just still don't give up. The next season, you still plant, you still plow, you still apply fertilizer, you still put pesticides, and it's very, very motivating to see farmers experiencing or doing such thing, and it's also very important. And another factor that can bring all these diseases, we have the wind. John, take us through the farmer.
Basically, the wind comes in maybe carrying other pathogens like pests or the virus or the bacteria pathogens that will get to the farm. It doesn't matter where they get to the farm and they affect your crops. So basically that is it.
Yes, so we talked about extreme hot and sunny conditions. Now we have drought or floods. Now when it's flooding, it's almost the same. Then we have frequent and heavy rain, mvua inaishi. But no, these days mvua imedidimia kidogo.
That one is a very difficult thing to control.
It's a nature. It's a natural thing.
Yes.
You can't control it. How do you even control nature? How do you do it?
Yes, you cannot.
You cannot do it.
Yes. The issue with the frequent and heavy rainfall, imagine you are growing a crop that does not require a lot of rain. Yes.
For example, we had this crop. What is its name? We're talking about a crop, the dealer. Does not require a lot of rain.
Yes.
It does well when it does well in hot conditions. Yes. So you can imagine you've planted it, alafu
it will never do well.
It will never do well, yes. Now this is where the diseases now comes in and everything. Then we have excess or deficiency of nutrients. This is just in the soil. This is whereby we emphasize on soil testing, taking your soil just taking a sample of your soil to soil testing for you to know what nutrients are in the soil, which are more, which are less, what do I add, what do I not use at all, because it's in the soil and it's in abundance.
That is the best example of a me problem.
So that's a you problem. It's 101% you.
Yes.
There's no one actually even to blame. There's no nature in this. It's 100% on you as a farmer. So if in case anything goes wrong, just know at the end of the day, this was my fault because I was told to do ABCD, but I didn't manage to do it, or I didn't do it because of ABCD. But now at the end of the day, it's a you problem. Even if the plants don't do good, it's on you, on a farmer. There's nothing to put a blame on at you. You say, John, but mvua imenyesha this time around, imeniharibia mimea. There's no rain, everything was just going okay, but now it's the soil deficiency or excess of nutrients in the soil. Another thing, we have improper water management. If you're using irrigation, maybe you use too much of it, maybe you forget to water bado in a run and everything, which it's one thing that should actually even be keen on, because with farm laborers they might forget because they have a variety of things to do. So as a farmer, just take an initiative for you as yourself, knowing that I'm going to ration the water at which they're using. So for a day, I know 2,000 liters is just enough for the entire farm. Not more, not less, just 2,000 liter. 2,000 liter, 1,000 bob will be used in the morning, 1,000 liters in the evening. You see, it's very, very important to just look at some of these things.
Okay, another part of improper water management is covering, or maybe making sure it does not get contaminated, because once it gets contaminated with a disease, and you're using it for irrigation.
For irrigation, yes.
That means you're feeding your crop the disease.
The disease itself.
So basically, when it comes to water management, you need to look at it in all angles. You need to have it secure so that it may not be contaminated, and you need to check if it's contaminated before you even give it to the plants.
Yes.
And also you need to check if the ratio of giving water. You might find the plant does not need a lot of water, or maybe the plant needs a lot of water and you're not giving it enough. So basically, yes, when it comes to water management, it covers all parts.
Okay, yes. So those are some. We have chemical. Now we have chemical injury caused by pesticides or salts. Now this is again on you. This is where we said you use calibrated containers to measure your pesticide. Don't use more. Don't use less.
Yes,
it's very important. So yes. So Joanne, you're going to take us through on some of the biotic factors that are being caused, because Joanne is a professional farmer. I want us to get everything in single detail of it. For me, I am still an aspiring farmer, but Joanne, you did agribusiness.
yes.
In school. How was it?
That is
For 4 years.
That is a talk for another day.
How did you what made you choose it? This is one curious question I've been wanting to ask you. You see, for me, how did I want to do media? There's some factors that led me here in this journey, but for you, what are those factors?
Basically, because I grew with agriculture, I also did agriculture in high school, so it was a part of me.
Oh, you did agriculture in high school?
Yes, and I was farming back then. Primary school, I used to maybe holidays, tunaenda Gishagi, and you're involved in this.
Shago.
Yes. Oh, Lord,
Goes to
countryside.
the up country or
Yes,
the
up
countryside.
country.
Yes.
You go to the up country, and you're involved in the farm. So it was a bit comfortable for me
To do it.
and it was a bit easy because some of the things I knew, and I thought, why not continue?
So maybe there's a form for an form for person who has just received his or her KCSE results, and what am I going to do? Maybe I'm interested in agriculture. You can talk to Joanne Kando.
Yes.
as you've seen, for her it was easy. For you, it was uneasy to make decision.
And also, when it comes to agriculture, by the end of the day, we need it. It's going to be there. So basically, being part of that growth and involvement in something that is always going to be there, it's only going to need improvement. And being part of that made me feel like this is the place I need to be.
This is where you want to be.
Yes. And with the increasing population, I remember our teacher used to say, in a few years, people are going to be needing food a lot because you're growing at a very high rate.
Yes, there's an increase in population.
Yes, so we need to find ways of feeding the growing population, and we might not have enough land to do it, so we might have to look for other ways of growing crops. And I feel like we are getting out of topic for a bit, but also we have hydroponics, which is a very good technology for growing food, because you can grow a lot of crops in a very small space. Also urban farming,
So yes, and vertical farming, having hanging gardens. Yes.
So if you really feel like you need to do an agricultural course, go for it. Yes, it's a place where you'll never regret
doing it.
Yes.
Okay, it's important.
So looking at the crop diseases, we talked about the cause agents.
Yes, we've looked at the biotic ones that are non-infectious. Now I want to look at the biotic. Biotic, as it comes, biochemicals. Now this involves chemicals.
Yes. We have the first one we are going to talk about is bacteria. It is one of the most common ones. The most common
Infections.
yes, there are three. There's bacteria, there's viral, and there's fungal. Yes. So now when you talk about bacteria, what am I going to start with? There are so many things. How you get to infect, and it gets to infect the crops. The symptoms and why, how it can actually thrive. Do you know bacteria
It has its agent bacteria by itself.
Yes. Do you know bacteria can hibernate?
It can.
Kanaka too. It
I'm
waits
learning.
for the most favorable
Time to attack.
Just
the same way, let's say, for example, a lion is trying to chase maybe antelope. So it just doesn't attack.
Yes.
It might be hiding at a place for almost 2 hours. Just maybe probably waiting for the wind to, I don't know, to go which side so that the antelope does not feel the scent. You know, when you look at
yes,
some of
basically
the
that
things
is what
nature,
they do. They wait for the favorable condition and the favorable
time of the
yes.
season.
Yes, they become dominant, and you might even think you are done with that problem. But when another now favorable time and nutrients and conditions come in, voila, and you wonder what happened. What happened? So basically, when it comes to bacteria, you need to actually have regular. If your farm has ever been affected, you need regular prevention measures and also curative measures. You need to be very vigorous when you're looking at the bacteria. So basically, to infect, the causal agent needs to get into culture tissues. Yes.
These are the culture tissues of the plant.
Of the plant.
Yes.
And that is where sometimes they actually hide.
Also, it suggests they hide and wait for the perfect season to attack.
Yes. It occurs mainly through damaged areas, such as when you get the damage comes in when you get maybe by tools.
The agricultural tools that are used in the farm.
Yes. When you damage the crop, you give it a leeway. You open up
so
the plant.
If ulikuwa unapalilia kama ni mahindi, then by mistake you cut it somewhere.
Yes.
So you're opening it. You're just giving it like an habitating area for it.
Actually,
Home.
You open up. It's like opening up the gate and telling them
come in now. You're free to enter.
Yes.
Okay. You know.
Yes, there's that, and there's insects. You know, insects. There are insects that bite on the plant. So when it bites a plant, inafungua.
Okay.
Now you understand. A plant is usually, it has so many covers
before hata ifike huko ndani.
Tissues, yes. So when you bite on it, you are ni kama kidonda. The same
kama you're giving it leeway to for kama ni blood kutoka.
Exactly. Hata si kama kutoka. The moment that you nick yourself, or maybe an insect bites you, imefungua your skin.
It's an open, that's why we say open wounds.
Yes, it's an open wound. So basically now, hata kama ni personal, it's a person. Once bacteria iko hapo, inaingia hapo. Ndio maana unapatanga someone has gotten an infection. Basically, that is how it works. Maybe insects and unfavorable weather conditions, such as dust, wind, heavy rains. Yes. But bacteria can also infect plants through natural holes
or glands. Now this happens, for example, if they're looking for nectar.
Yes.
The insects now. If the bees, they're going to look for nectar, they've given them a leeway again for it to just come in. They're like, you know what? Now you're free to come in. Come all of you. The gates are open. The gates to heaven are open. Now that's how actually it happens for bacteria in crops.
Yes. And a bird or a bee can carry bacteria from
plant A to plant B.
Yes.
Why? So these are some of the things that you farmers face. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that actually a bird or pollinating or agents can actually lead to carrying bacteria.
Yes.
Okay.
Another feature of bacteria crop diseases is that causal agents, once in a plant, this is the part I was telling you about. They can remain dominant, and then
during
wait.
unfavorable conditions for them,
Yes.
and wait for the favorable conditions for them to attack.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically we can now go to the symptoms of bacteria diseases, but okay, we'll talk about that later. The main bacterial diseases include vascular wilting, necrosis, softening.
Rot and tumor.
Yes.
So these are some of the symptoms to identify if you're although this type of disease can be identified due to its pronounced symptoms. Identifying a specific causal agent requires laboratory methods.
Yes.
You can't even know what caused it if you're not going to take your crop to the lab.
Because even the virus and the fungal is part of wilting, because it's an end result of the different causal agents. It's an end result. So you might see it wilting and decide, Allah.
What's not happening?
Yes, what's not happening. But basically, it's you need to go to the lab and actually
For you to
confirm.
identify which
Yes.
is the causing agent of
Yes.
that particular
That is the
bacteria.
thing. That is the thing with bacteria.
Yes.
So we have control measures and we have preventive measures. There are pesticides and
To apply onto it. Yes.
to apply on them.
And one thing I realized is seed treatment, treating your seed before you put it in the soil.
Yes, no, that is preventive measures.
That's
There's
now preventing it.
Yes.
Now controlling is now, it has already affected.
Yes.
What next?
What's next?
What's the solution?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, that is it. That is the control measures. When it comes to preventive measures, there's seed treatment and there's soil solarization. Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what soil solarization
Tell
is?
us. Tell us. Me and other viewers over there, we are as lost as we are.
Yes.
Yes.
You till your land and then you cover it up.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's a prevention.
Yes, you cover it up. There are so many papers you can or plastics, but the cheapest niliona inaitwa polythene. Yes.
You just cover it
Yeah, it's preferable you get the clear one.
so that you can see the soil activities that are ongoing.
No, you cannot actually see, because the thing is they use the heat. You know the heat. Now when the heat gets the soil, now it's kind of regulates the heat in there.
Okay.
So now when the heat get too much, not just as it's the time where the sun is very hot.
Very hot, extremely
Yes,
hot.
because
yes.
now it's almost raining. So then that heat gets into the soil, and maybe it's also a very good weed control measure when you talk about soil solarization. Now the heat gets in there, kills everything. If it's the pest, if it's the weeds, before now you actually plant. Yeah, it's a process that takes around 4 to 8 months, depends.
Before, so for all this time you just
Yeah, you
you have a
covered-
bare land which has been covered
Yes,
with a
you have covered
polythene.
it. Yes, with the polythene.
Okay.
Yes. So basically, that is soil.
Solarization.
Yes.
Solarization, that's soil solarization. Yes, that's important. We have looked at bacteria as a disease, as a causing agent of crop diseases. We've looked at some of the most important preventive measures and how to control it. We want to take a very, very short commercial break because we're coming to the end of this last segment of this show. We're coming to what
This is the second.
This is the second. So we'll be coming in for the third and the last segment of the show. We want to take a very short commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Eggplant is a popular versatile vegetable that is glossy and purple in color. When it's cut, you will find a meaty white flesh dotted with small clusters of beige seeds. The unripe fruit is consumed as a cooked vegetable. Eggplant is a multitasker that can take on different and delicious forms. Eggplants are a great source of vitamins and minerals.
Mahindi yamekuwa chakula kikuu katika sehemu nyingi za ulimwengu na jumla ya uzalishaji wa mahindi kuliko ile ya ngano au mchele. Mbali na kuwa mahindi ni chakula, pia hutumiwa kutengeneza ethanoli, chakula cha wanyama na bidhaa zingine. Kunayo mahindi ya gume, mahindi ya ganda, yani popcorn, mahindi ya unga na mahindi matamu. Mahindi yanalimwa sana kote ulimwenguni na kiwango kikubwa cha mahindi hutolewa kila mwaka kuliko nafaka nyingine yoyote. Shamba la mahindi linaweza kutayarishwa kwa kutumia njia za kawaida au za kilimo cha uhifadhi. Kilimo cha kuhifadhi ni pamoja na kunyunyizia dawa za kuulia wadudu zilizopendekezwa na wataalamu wa kilimo. Unaweza kutumia trekta au njia ya mikono kufanya kilimo cha mahindi. Ni muhimu kuandaa ardhi mapema ya kutosha kuruhusu magugu kukauka na kuoza kabla ya kupanda.
Melon is a trailing vine in the gourd family. The word melon can refer to either the plant or specifically to the fruit. Watermelon is a type of melon that is sweet and refreshing fruit. Watermelons can either be grown on home gardens for small-scale farmers or large-scale depending on the market demand. You can either transplant or plant watermelon seeds directly. For best performance, plant watermelons in hot, sunny locations with loose, fertile, well-drained soil that is rich in organic matter. It is best to plant watermelons on raised rows and ensure that the soil pH is between 6.0 to 6.8. On average, it takes around 3 months for a watermelon to grow from seed to mature fruit, with smaller varieties having shorter growing times than larger varieties of watermelon. Watermelon growing, if done rationally and on a scalable basis, can be a good source of income. Celery is a marshland plant that comes from the same family as carrots and parsley. It has long, firm and pale green fibrous stalks and grows in bunches of approximately 8 to 10 centimeters. The stalks taper into leaves at the top. When planting celery, it's best to ensure that the soil is enriched with compost and with a soil pH of between 5.8 to 6.8. It is also important for celery to grow in moisture-retentive soil. Lastly but not the least, select a site that receives full and direct sunlight. Celery needs about 130 to 140 days to mature between seedling and harvest. Growing celery is generally considered to be an ultimate vegetable gardening challenge. It's easy to grow, but has very specific needs.
Welcome back to the last segment of the Afarmers Hot Breakfast Show with me, Masike Munto.
Joanne Nyambura.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we are also glad that you are here. And if you're just joining us, this is the Afarmers Media, this is the Breakfast Show, and as you've heard, my name is Masike Munto. And Joanne Nyambura. She's refusing to say her name for the second time. Yes, but this is where we connect, learn, and grow together as farmers, as we share our knowledge, as we share our experiences in farming, as we also share the challenges and how we manage to overcome all of them, we as farmers. This happens in our club and a social media group that's on Facebook. It's called the Africa Farmers Club. It's important that you check that group out, and trust me, you won't actually regret.
Yes.
John, where can they else find us?
Farmers Media, both YouTube and Facebook, where you can watch us live. We have at Afarmers with a Z _ on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
Afarmers Media on TikTok. And
Afarmers with a Z. Afarmers with a Z is for Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Okay.
Yes.
So we also have Afarmers Media on LinkedIn.
Yes, and also on YouTube. We are live. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Yes. Yes, soon we'll be saying welcome to our YouTube channel. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Afarmers Media.
Yes, if we grow to that point, we
Yes.
actually have a channel.
Yes,
You can watch us on TV and then you can have a channel.
Yes. It's important. Yes, baby steps, pole. We'll be there, and we were discussing about crop diseases. We've looked at some of the causing agents. We've looked at the natural ones, that's for non-infectious, that's abiotic. We've also looked at biotic, that's for which are affected by chemicals, just nature in general. We looked at bacteria. Now we want to go ahead to fungi, and Joanne is the one who's taking us through because she understands this area better than I do. She said she did agribusiness, so she has all the knowledge that she should be sharing. Yes, you share the knowledge that you
Okay.
get. Yes.
Before we even go there's people are actually heading to using fertilizers, and we have a very good product from Omnia Neutrology called the K-Humate. It's very good. It helps the plants to in the roots to retain the nutrients at the root zone, which is very good for the
And
uptake.
important as well.
Yes, for the uptake of the plant and the growth of it. And also it helps improve fertilizer efficiency. So basically that is a product that many farmers should be looking for.
For an art.
Yes.
Mhm.
In case of any other information on the K-humate or how to use it or when to use it, you can go to their website.
And also the social media.
Yes, that is Omnia East Africa.
Nutrology. Omnia
It's
Nutrology
actually
East Africa.
Omnia. It does not have nutrology, I think.
Omnia East Africa.
Omnia East Africa.
Yes, yes.
So moving on, we have the
The fungi.
Yes. As I said, these diseases take a third of the crops.
Of all food crops
Yes.
produced every year. Yes.
Yes. And fungi. Okay.
With crop diseases, as we've seen, that it's a severe problem that affects the economic, because if there's no you've not actually been able to harvest anything, which means the economic situation is at risk, and also the humanitarian use as well, because now you can imagine consuming crops that have been infested by diseases.
Yes. And Mercy, I feel like we need to have another show where we get deep into these topics.
Yes.
We can get a show for maybe fungal and bacterial, then we get another one for viral and another one.
Yes.
So basically right now I think we should just go through the symptoms and the preventive measures.
Very quickly, because time is not on our side.
Yes.
We are being chased out of the studio. Yes. But as we said earlier on, we apologize. It's because of some technical hitches here and there that were unavoidable. But here we are. We don't want to fail you by you not seeing us in the studio.
And getting the information that we have.
Yes.
So basically the symptoms of fungal is spots on leaves, we have rot, we have anthracnose.
Yes.
We'll get more into that.
Yes.
And then the ulcers and the curls on the
leaves
on the
and words.
Yes.
Yes. So those are some of the ways you can detect, and you can be like, oh, this crop of mine is not actually really normal. There's kuna tashwishi mahali.
Yes.
Yes.
But they're very such as light blight on tobacco. Now you can actually know that is a fungal.
That's a fungal one. Yes.
That's a fungal one. There's not a fungal. Yeah, it's a fungal one. It's a fungal one.
Yes.
So basically, there are certain symptoms that can actually tell you this one is a fungal disease and it's this fungal disease. But then you need to also go to
A specialist.
yes and confirm.
Or even take your crop sample to the lab and confirm
Yes,
what
and
you're
confirm.
dealing with and how to solve it, basically. Yes.
So when it comes to control measures and preventive measures, and basically when you see that your plant has been affected by fungal, anything fungal, you need to get it out and destroy it.
You destroy it.
Yes, you destroy it.
Okay, so it's
You understand it's an infectious.
yes, yes,
an infectious,
yes. So you destroy
disease.
the plant itself.
Yes, you
because
destroy.
it is containing a dangerous fungi.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Other measures maybe get good seeds.
Yes, crop rotation.
Crop rotation.
Just don't plant one crop at one point. If you planted maize here, next time try and plant on the other side of your farm.
Make sure you know the type of soil that you have. Basically, such things. Yes.
Yes.
When
So
it comes to fungal.
yes, and for these crops, there are actually a number of them. Kwanza sana for biotic, because there are numerous of them, and we will be calling in an expert to actually help
Yes.
us, and we'll be
Get
planning
deep
for another episode 2 of this show, because it's important, really important for farmers to get such information. As you can see, these are some of the things that we as farmers, we actually don't know if they exist. I don't know if there's a disease that can affect my neighbor's farm and it actually does affect mine, and how do we control it, how do we manage it for us not to gain losses. We're coming to the end of this show, and as we were looking at some of the crop diseases, how to manage it, what are their causes, how to control it, and how to be able just to generally be able to know this is the type of disease that is affecting my farm, and how am I going to actually control it. And it's very important that you've joined in the show from the beginning till now, and we're glad that you actually did join, and we're happy that you actually did join the show. Just that the time is not on our side. Our time is from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every single day of the week. Yes, just be important to tune in. As we get out of the studio, Shajara Muklima will be coming in later on with Diana Mdega as from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And later on, Brian Wenda will be in the studio in the afternoon. That is as from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. for the Farm Drive show, as it talks about value addition and everything that entails post-production. Thank you so much for tuning in. As we always say, our mantra is don't be a comfortable farmer. Try something new. Get out of your comfort zone. It's really, really important. Learn something new. As you try something new, you also learn something new every single day, because each and every single day is a learning process and it's a learning day. You get to attain more knowledge, you get to learn new things, you get to get exposed to this field, because it's a broad one. It's the broadest field that someone can actually venture into. It's a very fun journey, but also that needs a lot of sacrifice and a lot of being keenness, yes, in this journey. So this has been the Hot Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget, tomorrow same time, same place. This is the Afarmers Media, where we do
learn,
connect, learn, and
learn
grow
and
together.
yes.
We as farmers, for us to be able to attain knowledge and also to grow our profits. If you feel like you need to visit our place where we are located in Kajiado County 034, that is in Namanga Road. That's where you can find us. You can call us on 0700 293031 if you need directions on how to reach here. We're so happy, and you're just happy that you joined into the show, and we appreciate you every single day. Last words.
Basically, I think my last words would go to what we are talking about. So basically, you need to deal with your seed management, where you get your seeds, crop rotation. That is the way to go when it comes to this disease.
When it comes to disease, just don't forget, seeds is important, and soil testing is
hygiene
also important, and hygiene is the most important one also. So those are some of the major things that you should not forget. As a farmer, we want to leave you there. We're going to plan for another episode of this show, because we just realized there's more to it than just these two, bacteria and fungi. So we're going to look for an expert to come and help us and just thoroughly look through all these in detail and get to understand each and every single detail of crop diseases. We are so glad that you've tuned in, and we are also happy, as I always say, we are happy. And don't forget, please don't be a comfortable farmer. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye bye.